Welcome back, everyone. If you can believe it or not, the first full court press of the high school basketball season. I'm Tanner Barth alongside my main man, Flight 22 founder Nate Falk. And Nate, it's great to have you back for another Hope season here at WWAY.
It's crazy. It's already here.
Can you believe
Crazy,
it? It seemed
man.
like
Let's
it
do
went
this.
by in a flash, as they say. And there's so many talented teams around the Cape Fear this year. But Nate, let's start our preview of the Mid-Eastern Conference on the boys' side of things. And we get started with our defending conference champions, the Hoggard Vikings. This year's team returns nearly every single player from last season. They went 13-1 in the MEC, led by guards Brady Rankin and Sebastian Hedera.
I'm going to really like this version of the Hoggard Vikings. You have Sebastian, you have Brady. They both stretch the floor so well. It's going to leave point guard Cam Blanks a lot of driving room into the rim and then getting into the paint because you have to help or can't close out on those guys.
And they got size down low, Chris Gibbs as well as Jackson Massey, but it won't be easy for the Vikings to repeat because this conference much deeper this year. We throw in Laney, we throw in New Hanover, Ashley, Topsail, Brunswick County Schools. This is going to be a tight race all throughout.
New Hanover brings back a lot of experience. Laney has DeMarcus McLaurin, who was just recently offered by UNC Pembroke, so another player that's going to play post-high school basketball. The X factor for me is West Brunswick. You have Jaden Parker there, Division I, not potential, but Division I player as he signed his letter of commitment to North Florida. So if you have a Division I player on your team, speaking of, if you have a Division I player on your team, you should be in contention.
And then what about Topsail? You know, they got shooters all throughout, led by Jamison Long, Flight 22 kid.
Shooters, they stretch the floor. They got a new coach. Coach Bob Orley, I think he'll do a good job, bring some college experience with him. So I think they're that second tier that can make a push as well.
Yep, New Hanover Wildcats in there as well. I expect it to come down to the wire at the end of the year like it always does in the Mid-Eastern Conference. Now let's move on to the girls' side of things, Nate. And we had a major shakeup. We can't not talk about this off the top. The North Carolina Gatorade Player of the Year, Sanaya Rivers. She transfers to Ashley, but let's start defending conference champs Laney under Ashley Burton. This team still has a ton of talent.
Laney girls, they'll be solid. There's a lot of role changing going on. I'm sure Coach Burton's philosophy has had to change, losing Sanaya, but they'll be fine.
They will be fine. I agree with you. They got a ton of talent. But as we said, any team that adds Sanaya Rivers to your roster, it's going to be a huge advantage. She's joined by 6'1" transfer Mia Simadre, and she will lead this Ashley Eagles team.
Well, let's not kid ourselves. Ashley is poised to go deep into the playoffs, 4th, 5th, maybe in a state championship. So the target's there. They're the team to beat. Coach Kell, though, has done a great job of blending in the talent around Sanaya as well. I've seen her play in some of our events in the summer and the fall, and they've grown.
Yep, and then we see the team that we have right here, the Hoggard Vikings. They finished second in the standings last season, but they lose Blair Barefoot to graduation, but return their second leading scorer, Isis Tresvik, and a talented freshman in Anya Massey.
Well, like I said, they're going to be solid, but make no bones about it, the team they're chasing is going to be Ashley.
We'll have to wait and see what happens. We can't forget about Topsail. They're always a challenger. A lot of thoughts there on the rest of the conference. You said, this is a conference which Ashley, probably the favorite going in, but a lot of teams can compete and see if they can make them work for it.
Any Tuesday night, Friday night in the league, in January and February, anything can happen. And all those teams work hard. They're well coached. They're going to be just fine.
Let's move on and let's go out west now, shall we? Talk about the Three Rivers Conference, boys' side of things. This one always interesting. West Columbus, they finished atop the conference standings last year, led by Tyquan Johnson and Brandis Kelly, kid you're familiar with. And I expect to see the Vikings, near the top of the conference once again. A lot of talent.
Tough place to go in there and play. They have that always going for them. Brandis Kelly, should be among the top players in the league. They have a good complementary group of guys around him. They should be the team to beat again.
We'll have to wait and see. Then we move on to this team right here, Stallions out of South Columbus High School. They came in second last season. They see head coach Brian Edwards move on, as well as 2 out of their top 3 leading scorers from a year ago.
They lost a lot. Yeah, Coach Edwards, he went to Lumberton. Coach Matt Hill from Lumberton went to South Columbus, so they went to switcheroo there.
Flip-flop.
Yes, they did. They lost a lot of scoring, but from what I hear, they brought in a lot of freshmen that are talented as well, so we'll see.
And then Whiteville, as we talked about, always seems to have the talent to compete. They lose only 2 seniors from last year's 14-win team. They could be a team to reckon with as well.
They had a young team last year. Their sophomores are talented. They have a freshman coming in, Bryson Coakley, he's a Flight 22 player as well. He'll be playing varsity. He's very talented. They always do a good job there. They'll be in the mix as well.
Then out to Lake Waccamaw, East Columbus already 4-0 on the season. They got a quick start, and while East and West Boyden seem much improved to start right here in 2019, those are some teams, keep them in the back of your mind because there's a lot of talent on those teams that were towards the bottom half of the standings last year.
I didn't realize how many coaching changes we had. We were going through it and talking about it today, and here we have East Columbus with Coach Jeff Gainey taking over the varsity reins, and I've known him for a long time. He's going to bring discipline, defense, to that Gator group. So it'll be interesting to see how they do.
Tyreek Boykin going to be a player to watch in the conference. Great football and basketball player. Let's go on to the girls' side of things. It is a no-brainer at the top of the conference standings. The East Bladen Eagles, they go 18-0 last year in the Three Rivers Conference, and it seems like this team is back and winning more this season under a very good head coach.
Patty, she just reloads. I mean, just reloads her East Bladen. They're going to be in the mix again as always. She does a great job. The talent's just always there, and she just makes, puts it all together and does a great job.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see in the rest of conferences where things get interesting, Nate. Only 6 games last season separated the second place team and the 9th place team. Last year, as Whiteville finished 16-10 last season, they only graduated 2 seniors.
White was my X factor too. Coach Serena's done a great job. I've seen her and the Whiteville Wolfpack play in our summer stuff and our fall. They are talented backcourt. I think they can give East Bladen a run.
And yeah, you talked about it right there. East Bladen is a team that they continue to reload year in and year out, but there's some other good teams in this conference. West Bladen had a good season last year. They finished 4th, made it to the playoffs. You throw in South Columbus, West Columbus, and it's a chance that this conference can be very even. And, in girls basketball, there comes in a certain thing, if you can get on a run late, you can make a run to the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true. And like I said, Tuesday, Friday nights, January, February, so much. You got exams, you have all this breakage in play, anything can happen. So it'll be exciting to see.
And we're through our first set of games and our previews here tonight on the Full Court Press. And Nate, we kind of break down what we saw so far. There's a lot of teams that can make runs into the playoffs. What's the conference are you looking for from the ones we've talked about to be the tightest race and a team maybe go the furthest come playoff time?
The Mid-Eastern Conference. I mean, that's going to be a really, really good, talented every night. With Laney, like I said, Laney and New Hanover and Hoggard, and then I think you can't leave out Topsail and West Brunswick. I mean, those you got 5 teams that's going to be beating up on each other.
And last year, we talked about Laney coming in second. Hoggard came in first. They had that one loss. But you said it right there. Topsail can go on the road. They get hot. They shoot from behind the arc. They can beat anyone any given night. You got Jaden Parker down in West Brunswick. It's going to be interesting.
Plus with Topsail, new coach, new philosophy. So coaches in this league don't really know what to expect from Topsail. They've seen them play a little bit in the summer and fall. But for the most part, that's new too. So as I'm a coach that's in the league and I kind of know what to expect, you don't know what to expect with Coach Barnett and that new coaching change there.
A lot of coaching changes that'll be interesting to see. Well, don't go anywhere. Much more coming for you on the Full Court Press. We'll head up north to Pender County and check in on our teams in the Coastal 8 Conference after the break.